All right, so we're going to talk about photosynthesis. Some of you might already know about photosynthesis, but we'll go into a little more depth. So before we talk about photosynthesis, we need to talk about, in order to live, organisms need to, they need to be able to obtain energy. And so there's two ways or two types of organisms that can obtain energy. One is called a heterotroph, and that is organisms that obtain energy from other organisms, so they eat, so to speak. So what are some examples of heterotrophs? Well, humans, right? Animals. So anything that eats. So we say animals. So in order for us to get energy, we have to eat, and so therefore we are considered heterotrophs. But autotrophs are organisms that can create their own energy from inorganic substances. So inorganic meaning not natural or not living. So for example, plants are a good example of autotrophs. There's also a lot of bacteria that are out in the oceans. They call it cyanobacteria. They're autotrophs. And so plants don't really eat. What they do is they actually, in order to get energy or to make glucose, what they do is they use sunlight and water and as well as carbon dioxide to create their own energy. And why are plants autotrophs? Well, one of the biggest reasons is they can't move. Most of them are stay in one place, so they can't go and catch something or eat something. So therefore, they kind of have to think of another way or create another way to get energy. So a photoautotroph, it's the same thing. It's an autotroph that we get their energy from light. So they create energy. Okay. All right. So photoautotrophs, in order to create energy, use photosynthesis. And so photosynthesis here is sunlight plus carbon dioxide plus water, create glucose and oxygen. And so here we have the photosynthesis chemical equation, and it's on one side, which we call, this side is the reactants, right? And this side is the products. So on one side you have energy plus carbon dioxide plus water, and that yields sugar, glucose plus oxygen. So here's your CO2, H2O, SO2. Okay. Oops. And so we now know that photoautotrophs, like plants, they use photosynthesis. We know that the chemical reaction in photosynthesis is water plus carbon dioxide plus energy through sunlight. You get oxygen plus glucose. So where does it occur? What organelles do photoautotrophs have that heterotrophs do not have? Well, you have chloroplasts, right? They occur in the chloroplast, and so plants, the chloroplasts are organelles that are found in cells. And so remember we looked at the Elodia cell, and we saw there was a bunch of chloroplasts. And so the reason why leaves are broad is so that they can maximize the surface areas of the cells exposed to light for photosynthesis. Now, photosynthesis is this general equation, but actually it can be broken up into two parts. One is called dark and light reactions. And so the first reaction is a light reaction, and it uses water to transfer energy to dark reactions and create oxygen. So in a light reaction, they use water to transfer energy and it creates oxygen. In a dark reaction, they use the carbon dioxide and energy from the light reaction to create sugar. So the light reactions occur in the thylakoid. So if we draw this, these are called the thylakoids. They look like almost like pancake stacks. And then the dark reactions occur in the stroma. So that's the, if I were to like fill in the stroma, this is the area here. So this is a really good, so here's your thylakoid, right? So what I want you to notice is in the light reaction, so they have to occur in the light, which occurs in the thylakoids. You have light plus H2O gives you oxygen. And then in the dark reactions, let's use a different color, which occurs in the stroma. And remember, this whole thing's in the chloroplast. You get CO2 converted to sugar. Okay, this is good to know. Just know that there's two parts to the photosynthesis. The first part is the light reaction that occurs. You need light, obviously, and then so you have light, H2O, forming O2, and then the Calvin cycle actually is a dark reaction that occurs. It can occur without light. It just takes in CO2, uses the energy created by the light reaction to form sugar. Cool. So that's what we did.